you think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe?
Just stir this around and let the sugar melt. We've melted about 6 tablespoons of butter. I've got 2/3 cup of packed. You can see it's packed. Oh. Brown sugar, and I got 1.5 cups of sliced pecans. We're going to just stir this around and let the sugar melt, the brown sugar melt, and then we're going to cook this topping so it'll caramelize for 1 minute. Everybody says, but Peg, by slicing it, you're doing 1 pecan at a time. Why don't you just throw it in a blender or in a food processor or just pile them up and just chop them? But they're not as pretty. Not as pretty. Now that we've done our topping, we're going to put it in the bottom of our pie plate because this will be our topping for the upside down apple pie. And see how those sliced pecans? Really nice. It's be beautiful. Now that I've done that, I am going to toss my apples, my sliced apples. I've sliced up about 6 nice apples. Now I normally use Rum Beauty apples because I do this at Thanksgiving, but Rum Beauty apples are not in season now, so I've used Fuji apples, and I never ever use a pippin apple because they're green, they're not as sweet, and you have to use a lot of sugar, and I don't like to use a lot of sugar in my cooking or in my pies, so I try to pick a fruit that is really nice and sweet. Now this pie first originated back in 1967, and it was a big mistake because what I had done was I was a young wife. Jarvis had invited his boss home for dinner, and I panicked. And I thought, what can I do? Nothing is more American than an apple pie, right? But I didn't know how to make my pastry. So I proceeded to try to make a pastry, and it was horrible. When I took the pie out, it looked like some kindergarten had done it, and I was just really upset. So I had a brilliant idea. I'd turn it upside down. Well, when I turned it upside down, it looked like I dropped the pie. So here I am on the phone calling my mom in Alabama, crying and telling her what I had done. And she said, oh, no worries, because you know, all you gotta do is melt a little butter and brown sugar, put you some pecans on it, and people will think that you did it intentionally. And it'll be wonderful. Dry up your tears, put a smile on your face, and serve that pie. And that's exactly what I did. And you know, it became a great hit. It's been in my catering business, it's requested. I bake this pie at Thanksgiving for families, and I do lots and lots of these pies because it's just wonderful. But it was my wonderful mom that saved the day. Today I'm using a packaged pie crust, just on the safe side to make sure we have a nice crust for our pie. So you just fit your pie crust around like this, and you want to make sure that you get it blended in with a pie crust from the bottom that's overlapping a little. We're just going to roll it around, tuck it around your apples, roll it around like this. We're going to seal it so that the juices does not come out in your oven. And you'll notice that I've also covered my little rack here, to catch any juices, just in case something should ooze out of this pie. The bottom up over the top, the bottom up over the top. Smooth it out a little bit so that you got it nice. Then I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to press it down to seal it like this. And we go all the way around our pie. Now that we've done that and you're okay with the way it fits and looks, we take a knife and we're going to put some little slits in the top of the pie so that it will steam. And we put it in the oven for anywhere from 45 to 50 minutes, depending on your oven. What you want to do is make sure that it's nice and brown. The caramel is oozing down, up the sides, but not, if it flows over onto this aluminum foil, great, that's okay. It's going to be caught on this, and your pie is going to be wonderful. So now we're going to take it over to the oven, 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes. And when that comes out of the oven, you're going to have a wonderful, unique, delicious, upside down apple pie. Be sure and serve it with a little ice cream. Yum. Now our pie is done. We're going to take it out of the oven. It's really hot, be careful. Take it over. Now the trick to this pie is turning it upside down. You take your pie plate, put it over, hold the pie underneath it, and you flip it just like this, and then very carefully you want to take a couple of forks and you're going to raise up your pie plate, and you want to get it up real quick so that your caramel does not stick to the plate. And I always serve this pie on my mother's traditional pie plate that saved the day way back in 1967. Here it is, my upside down apple pie. Enjoy.